So I want to start out by talking about rebate. You guys, we're right in the Christmas season, so there's going to be lots of shopping. So the question is, what is a rebate for, and why do people do it? Why do businesses do a rebate? And have you heard about a rebate? What is a rebate about?
Get their money back.
Help me out, someone.
Get their money back. It's when they return something.
You get some money back. So what I want to show you is a picture. I want to show you how I'm not a businessman myself, but I think I have an idea how it works sometimes. So I want to show you a picture of two businessmen. And so let me get my little device working here. I want to show you a picture. Now, these businessmen, they want to make some money so they can buy stuff for their family. They want to go on vacation someday. And these two businessmen, we'll talk about computers right now. They want to sell computers, okay? So I want to show you a picture of these two businessmen. Okay, so I'll give you a little picture. You don't need to do anything on your paper right now. So here's a businessman A, and he has this computer he can buy. He buys it for $200. Okay, you guys with me so far?
Yeah,
$200. That's how much he buys it from China, or Japan, or Mexico, or Thailand. Anywhere but America, right?
Anywhere but America.
Okay, so businessman number B, he knows about the same deal he's getting it, and he gets it for $200 also. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about this fight here because they both have these businesses and they're pretty close to each other. In fact, this guy has a much cooler looking building. Cool building. I mean, so he has a little lead in competition already. He has a cool building. It has these cool colors on it, maybe these cool posters or something. And the thing is, I need to be able to compete with this guy. So we both realize that to raise a family and to pay our rent on our house, that we're going to mark things up on our computer. So if I paid $200, I got to mark it up, right? And so, as you might realize, if you mark it up just $10, you're not going to make a whole lot, right? You'd have to sell a whole bunch of these to pay your bill. So people at their business will mark it up a certain amount. And for our case, we're going to say they're both smart here. They're going to say, hey, look, I got to mark it up at least 25%. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so do me a favor. If you have your cell phone,
That's $50.
tell me how much I have to raise my price to get a profit of 25%.
Isn't that
You can use
$50?
calculators if you want. I want you to go ahead and do that calculation for
Isn't
me.
that
So anyhow, we figure out the markup is $50, and we figure if we go like that and we sell all of our items, we mark it up, we'll sell games at a markup of 25%. We'll sell maybe other items. We sell like desks for computers. We'll mark everything up, and that's how we make our living. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I'm over here, and this guy has a cooler looking building than me. So if I'm going to beat him somehow or make more money than him or something where I want to be able to go on vacations, I want my kids to go to college, I got to think of something shrewd.
I would have
And
sold it like
that's what
$500.
businessmen do, businesswomen all over. So they advertise maybe, but the problem with advertising, it costs money. So this is where I want to talk about one specific idea here that businessmen do, businesswomen do. And I want you to understand also, because someday you might be the owner of a computer store or a tire store, something like that. Someday you might want to have your own auto business where you work on cars, you're a mechanic. Who knows? You want to go in business. But here's the thing, you're going to compete with everyone else, and they know stuff also. So this is where I want to get at. Why do a rebate? Here's the thing. Let's say I go with a rebate. That's going to hurt me because if I'm giving money back, that's my profit. And how am I supposed to compete with business A over here if I'm giving away my profit?
Because you get more trust from people.
So let's look at a couple scenarios. All right, to beat this guy in business, I'm going to offer a rebate, $50 rebate. Guess what then? So I have let's just talk about 4 people, okay? 4 people. Okay, and imagine you have more customers than that. Hopefully there's in the hundreds, right? Hopefully you have 100. But just to keep things simple, these 4 people, they take the rebate and they get $50 off. So then they're actually buying the computer for $200.
So no profit.
Damn, I got no profit. And 200 and 200 and 200. And so if I offer a rebate, you know, what happens?
No profit.
These people get a good deal because I did beat this guy. So they're coming to my building to buy a computer, right? But I'm starving to death now because I just made 0 money to live on. You see, so how is a rebate helpful then? What do you have to do if you're going to do a rebate? Well, you have to think ahead a little bit. What if I raise this? Now see, here's the thing. What if I do this? I know how I can take my $50 still. I'll instead of charging $250 for the computer, I'll make it $300.
Oh.
And so now look what happens. If I offer my rebate now, I'm actually going to be selling it for like $250 if they do the rebate. Okay, so then I get $250, and then I come out ahead, right? I then sold 4 computers, and I get that. But you see, that's the thing. The customer is no idiot. If I sell my computer at $300, they know that the rebate is $50. They're going to hold up. It's the same price as his, you dummy. So why would I go to your cool store? Your store when it's less cool than this one? I mean, this guy, like I said, has a cool building, and he's selling them for $250 already, and I don't have to worry about the dumb rebate and mail-in junk and everything else. You're making me do work, and I can just buy it at his place, which is a cooler building, for $250 anyways. Do you see what the problem is? If I'm going to offer a rebate, do I want to increase the amount to this? No. No, hell no. If I do that, I won't. I'll get the same money, but it won't be competing at all with this guy. So I come back to the question, why do companies do rebates? You see?
To catch people's attention.
Now, here's something that's very important in business. How many people actually do the rebate?
Ooh.
Whoever's smart.
The smart people do it. You're right, I did it. Recently, Mr. Russell bought some tires. And that's what we're going to get into here. I did the rebate, yeah, because we're smart people, my wife. That's the funny thing about it. By the way, who doesn't do the rebate? Are you
I don't know what the hell.
dumb people, right?
Yeah, dumb people.
Both of them.
Bozos.
You know, so that's something interesting too. I mean, if you went to Beverly Hills and you did a rebate, probably everyone there would do it. Because why? Because rich people, we don't give up our money easy. Does that make sense? We want the best deal because we want to keep our money that we worked hard for. We worked hard to get ahead, so I'm not about to give it up. You know, I need tires, but I want to get it the cheapest price. I don't want to pay you more, give you more of my money, because we want the money for ourselves, right? We want to make our living. We want to be able to go on vacation. We want to buy our house. We want to buy, cool things.
True.
True, right? Everybody's good so far?
Yeah.
So, a rebate, here's the thing. I probably don't want to offer it $300 because then people would realize it's the same deal as he's got. But what if I offer it like $275? You see that? You see, now the consumers are pretty smart too. They know that I can get the computer at $250 here, right?
Yeah.
But what if I offer it, now here's where it gets tricky here. Here's the question now. You guys thinking about this? We looked at $250. If I offer it $250 and I give a rebate, then I make jack squat. I don't make anything, right? I'm giving the computers away for free, basically. I mean, because they cost me $200. We looked at the case. Well, what if if I mark it up the additional $50, and it knocks it right back down? So then they're gonna just go with this guy. Okay, but what if I go at $275 now, and I offer a $50 rebate?
You'll get your profit 25.
Now, if everybody does the rebate, now check this out. What we're going to say is 100% people do the rebate. Okay? 100%. If 100% do the rebate, I get a profit of $25 for each one. All right? And we've already said that that's not going to be enough, is it? It's not going to be enough. I'm going to starve to death because, like I said, I've already calculated I have to mark things up 25%. And so did businessman A. He knows he has to mark things up. But businessman A, he's just going to stick with his 250. So how can I beat him with this rebate? Is the question is, do 100% people do it? No. That's the key, my friends. There is a certain percentage of people that don't do it. Now, what if it turns out that only 50% do it? Then let's go at 50%. Look what happens. Well, so if I sell it $275, then I have 2 people that do it and 2 people that don't, right?
Yeah.
So I would have 275. These are the 2 people that didn't do it. Now the people that did the rebate, they got it for $225, right? And $225. Now look what happens. If I add these up and divide by 4, my profit I think is about $35. It's still not quite where I want it to be. You see, so if I take 275 plus 275 plus 225 plus 225, and I divide that by 4,
200.
Dang. $200.
then what is that? No, it's 250. That's the same as selling them 250. I've sold 4 of them now, on average. This was the average. Does that make
How
sense?
much would you profit?
And that's how much we wanted to start selling them at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here's the deal now. If I offer it and it turns out that 50% do the rebate, I've just sold 4 computers. My competitor has sold nothing.
Ooh,
Does that make
good
sense?
one. Yeah.
Because look at the deal. I offered 50% off on this price, and people are saying, oh, now I can get it $25 cheaper than them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In the reality, only 2 of them, or 50%, return. Does that make sense? So, because I sort of tricked them. Do you start to see now? It's tricky business. Now, on the other hand, if I do this rebate and every stinking customer comes into my store and takes the dang rebate, then I'm going broke, and this guy's beating me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
You see, so you're starting to get a feel now. So this is one business aspect that businesses will try to do from time to time. They'll run a special where you get a rebate. Now there's a far more interesting thing. So let's start the project now. When are we done? Because I want to continue this tomorrow. We're done at 10:37. So we got about 15 more minutes. So you have, what I want you to do is, I want you to do some work for me now. First thing you want to do is fill out the names that are in your group. Okay? And now that we talked about this,
Hello. Oh, we already have it.
what I want you to do now, we talked about this, in your own words, can you write down your answer, your group answer? Discuss it. Why do you think companies use rebates?
To catch,
And don't just say to make money. Say
catch people's attention.
say something clever here. You know, we've discussed it a bit.
To attract customers to the store.
There you go. That's a good answer.
You're welcome. Duh. And to see if they could beat their competitors.
Okay, so write that answer.
Yeah. Register and to see if to win the other companies.
Customers. Yes, you're right. Here's the thing. Think about this for a second. If people start coming to your store, what do you start to establish? Start
Business.
Sit down. Come on, I'm talking. Here's the thing. When you get customers going to your store, you start to establish something, and it starts with L. See, someone please tell me what?
L?
L. It starts with an L. What word am I thinking of? You start No, not lease.
Losing.
Losing, no, I'm thinking, there you go, my friend you start to establish loyalty.
Oh,
You see, if you do good business with them, they're likely to come back, right? So not only are you winning the business right now on the rebate, you're gaining loyalty. Because, like I said, I've gone to Firestone for 20 some odd years now. Does that make sense? Customers will go and they keep coming back. You see, so you gain more than just a rebate. You're gaining the customer from the other store. And hopefully they stick with you after that point. Does that make sense? And so hopefully they'll come to you for brake jobs. Hopefully they'll come for you for alignments and other car work. Does that make sense? So there's more at play than just a rebate here. You're trying to get customers. Now that you've done this question here, I want you to do the next thing. This is where you get to use your cell phone. I want you to look up on the computer wherever you want, Google, whatever. Use other search engines if you want, Mozilla or other. And I want you to find out on the computers, find a statistic that tells you what % of people actually return their rebates. That's the critical question. So I want you to use your cell phone now.
All right.
Go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes.